Aloha and mahalo for joining me. I'm Janet, and welcome to the Called to Create podcast. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you had a great New Year's celebration. New Year's celebration? Here in Hawaii, we celebrate the New Year with a lot of fireworks, and it was like really loud. It was so loud, but it was so cool to see the visuals in the sky as these fireworks were exploding in the air, and it's just really cool. And I hope you get to experience that for your New Year's one day. Hopefully, you can come to Hawaii. That would be even cooler. But as we start a brand new year, and today being only the second day of this new year, I wanted to talk a little bit about scheduling your success in a way where you think, yeah, why not schedule my own success? That's how I want to start off this new year, and I want to share my thoughts with you on maybe how you can have that same kind of feeling like, yeah, why not? So think about this. If you have a job now, or if you've ever had a job, everything in your job is always scheduled. There's a timeline for everything. For example, there's a time that you have to be there. There's a time where you can take a break. And, sometimes it depends on if your boss will let you take a break. In some jobs, it's like that. There's a time where you can go to lunch. And most jobs, you have a time where you can go home, where they say, okay, you can clock out at this time, or you can't go home until you finish this or whatever. There's always something when you're working at a job where everyone else is scheduling your day and they're telling you what to do. And some people like that, and I honor and respect that. But this is for those who, just want something different because maybe they're tired of having someone else schedule their day and telling them what they have to do and when and what time. Here's another example I want to share. So if you have certain things or certain projects that have to be completed, there's usually a timeline for that. And, every job is different. So the timeline could be short. It could be in one day that you have to finish something. Sometimes you're able to do it in a week. Sometimes you have a month. So that can be really stressful when you have something that you have to finish by a certain time for someone else. And if you're lucky, maybe you can go to a job where you don't have that. I'm so excited if you do have a job like that because that just cuts down on the stress. But even that, sometimes you have to be there at a certain time. And some people actually have freedom during the day. And then, there's only a certain time where can do certain things, or if you have meetings, some jobs you actually have meetings a lot, many meetings throughout the day, and that can be stressful. So you can define success because some people like having a job, but even if you're in a job where it's okay, you don't get super excited about it, but it's okay, you don't hate it yet, you can still find little successes in your work because no sense you go to a job and you're miserable. So you might as well try to figure out how you can have success in your daily job. But think about it. What does success mean to you? And because there's no two people alike, I've talked about this a lot, especially like about twins. I've been around twins since I was 8.5 years old. My younger brother and sister are twins. And they're a lot younger. So I've been around twins a lot, and I've had students that were twins. My students, actually, the two sets were identical, so it was really cool. But even twins, like I talk about, are not alike, even if they're identical. And people are not alike. And there's no two things alike in this world, too. So it's not just people, but things. There's no two things that are exactly alike. So what I'm trying to say is that success will always be different for everyone. No one will ever have the same definition of success too. So think about, what does success mean to you, and write it down, because I always will tell you to write everything down, and get your trusty notebook and just write it all out. And now is a good time because I think so many people are talking about setting goals for this new year and what they want to accomplish and everything like that. But sometimes you have to think about what success means to you, because success is so different in degrees, where sometimes just making it through the day, if you're going through a hard time in your life, if you survive by the evening, that's success. So every morning, write down something that's going on in your mind, write it down. Anything you think of, anything that you want to remember or things you want to work out. Writing down all of these things really helps, because writing is more effective, and I know this from experience. So write what success means to you. Does it mean family success, for example? Having success in your family? Does it mean if you have a certain amount of money that you're successful? Or if you have a certain job or anything like that? What is it for you? Don't censor yourself when you're writing it down. Don't put limits on your success, because you have to find out what's most meaning for you when you're writing all of these things out. And just allow yourself to decide and write it all out. Decide for yourself what you feel success means to you, because you can't compare yourself. So remember that. You're very unique and individual, and God created you that way. And God also wants you to have success. So figure out, do that today. What does it mean for you? And schedule that in. So this next part I want to talk about is to schedule that in. And you can have a schedule that you want to work on where it's comfortable for you, and well, you can have a schedule however you want it to be. Now, I've been working on learning how to do time blocking in a better way. And I just want to say that if you don't schedule in your own success, whether it's a job or that's your family, because sometimes families have no boundaries, someone else will take up your time for their own success. So if you think that you have all this free time, they're going to take it and they're going to ask you, and you're going to have a hard time saying no, or you might be one of those that just says yes without even thinking about your own success or what you want to schedule in your day. So think about that. Schedule in what you can, even though you're super busy. If you have a lot of little kids, especially if they're doing online school or homeschooling, that can be really consuming. But take those 15 minutes for yourself and choose what your success is going to be. All right? Because you want to feel good at the end of the day when you go to sleep. That is what you want, right? You want to be able to feel good. You want to feel like you've worked towards something that's important to you. And you want to have a smile on your face too when you put your head on the pillow at night. It's so fulfilling. And I want to be able to help you feel fulfilled and to have success. So do this for yourself today. And I want to cheer you on. Please do this. And I would love for you to share this podcast with anyone who would get great value out of it. And, I want to also ask you a favor. If you could please take a minute to rate and review this podcast. And I thank you so much for being here, and I appreciate it. Have a great new year. Aloha.